Oh boy, what's up, America? Let's talk about this one. Homeland Security revokes temporary status for 532,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. Okay. The Department of Homeland Security said Friday that it will revoke legal protections for hundreds of thousands of Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans, setting them up for potential deportation in about a month. Okay.
So this is what I'm trying to understand here. What did Cubans who voted for Trump think? Did they think they were special? Did they think that Trump, who had been saying for months, even years, that TPS was not a legal way to come into the country, who thought that everybody from Latin America was munching of the government, who talked about the largest deportation in history, was going to just look the other way when it came to Cubans? Because what? Because they're special?
What in the fucking Jesus? Oh yeah? Cubanos, how's that going for you guys? Literally, you guys were on fucking national television putting bullshit like this out there. That is hilarious. Because literally what I said earlier, you guys thought you were light-skinned enough and white-skinned enough to go ahead and get a free fucking pass. And you thought that you would be the pick-me that they would give an exception to. Not even the case. And then more. Ridiculous, right?
Several months later.
Y mira qué pasó. And now you want to act all big and bad and be like, no, we have the paper. Not anymore.
So Cubans who stood behind Trump, waved his flag, defended his policies, and called people crazy are now crying because their temporary protected status is being revoked, and many of them are facing deportation. You voted for him, you supported him, you campaigned for him, and now you're being shown the door. The man you praised is the same one showing you how disposable you are to him. This is your reward. Let's be honest. This isn't shocking to anybody who's been paying attention. For years, Trump has made it crystal clear that he doesn't like immigrants. Not Mexicans, not Haitians, not Africans, not Muslims, not even Cubans. His policies have always been rooted in division, in racism, and the idea that America should only belong to a certain type of person. And that type of person is not you. But many Cubans in America thought they were somehow different. They thought they had special privileges because of past US-Cuba relations. Some even identified more with whiteness than with their Latino or immigrant identity. They convinced themselves they were white adjacent. Like somehow they would be accepted into the club if they played their cards right.
So there you go. Enjoy Cuba. And I hope you guys literally learned from this lesson. Because clearly you guys have to learn through experience. And to all the other Latinos that voted from Nicaragua, anyone who voted for them, Haitians, Venezuela, enjoy going back to your country because you never were and never will be part of the American dream.
Where are my Miami Cubans at? Stand up for what you supported in 2024. Stand up for what you supported. Oh, you thought he wasn't talking about you, right? He wasn't talking about you. He was talking about the illegals. Even though we tried to tell you, if your skin color was brown and you talk Spanish, he wants you out of the country. You thought, oh, he's not talking about me. We tried to warn you. The mass deportations in U.S. history affect communities of color indiscriminately. How do they know if you're undocumented or not? They're going to harass you. So even revoking legal status for 500,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans, how are they going to find out which ones just lost their legal status? Where are they going to find them? They're going to be searching these neighborhoods as they have been already. You know, when I moved from Michigan to Florida, I was young, naive. I didn't know what had happened in 2000, but I was shocked when I learned that Cubans in Miami were Republicans. Because coming from Michigan, I knew who the Republicans were. And they couldn't stand the Cubans. And it's like, you're voting for people who can't stand you. They tolerate you because you stay in Miami and you're not venturing out to Iowa. You're not venturing out into the Midwest. to realize that the people you're supporting want you out of their country. FAFO. FAFO. But stand up and own what you supported. Round of applause. Greatness is here. Enjoy it.
As many of you may know, right now Latinos for Trump are currently in the FO phase of FAFO. From the spouses of Trump supporters being detained by ICE, to Latinos for Trump being pulled over by ICE, to Cubans and Venezuelans being banned from entering the US despite overwhelmingly supporting and voting for Donald Trump. If you have a Latino for Trump in your family, whether it's your mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, or uncle, stop talking to them. Just completely outcast them from your life. Let them go to that group of people that they're so desperately trying to assimilate to. Let them try to fit in. Because one thing about Latinos for Trump is that they put assimilation and subservience over their own dignity. And you don't want that rubbing off on you. Because remember guys, no matter how hard they try to assimilate, no matter how desperately they try to fit in, no matter how badly they want to be accepted, no matter how many MAGA hats they wear, no matter how many Trump rallies they go to, they will never be seen as the same. And I've always said they're going to find that out the hard way, and it looks like it's already happening. But anyways, if you have a Trump supporter in your family, let them go, let them fend for themselves, let them assimilate.
Here's the reality. Temporary protected status, or TPS, is not citizenship. It's not a green card. It's not a permanent solution. It's literally temporary. It exists to protect people fleeing unstable conditions like war, political unrest, or natural disasters. So when someone like Trump, who has made it clear he wants to eliminate as much immigration as possible, comes into office, why would you think he would let you stay? Trump has always viewed immigrants as a burden, not a blessing. He's pushed anti-immigration rhetoric, built cages for children, enforced cruel deportation policies, and campaigned on a wall. What part of that made you think you are safe? What's even more frustrating is how some Cuban voters didn't just vote for Trump quietly. They voted for him loudly. They mocked black people. They mocked Mexicans. They mocked undocumented. They mocked their own family members as if siding with Trump gave them status. They refused to think about how his policies would affect their cousins, their neighbors, their own communities. They didn't vote with their self-interest in mind. They voted thinking they would gain proximity to whiteness. They thought Trump's America would make room for them if they just distanced themselves from the bad immigrants. The irony, they are now being treated like the very people they try to separate themselves from. This is why we say, never vote against your own people. Never forget where you come from. Never let a politician gaslight you into thinking you're one of the chosen ones, when he's proven time and time again he doesn't care about you.
These are the same Cubans that for a while kept talking about Mexicans and Central Americans and South Americans and saying that we were munching of the government for some weird reason, when most immigrants don't munch of the government because they don't even have a social security number. But well, I digress. The point is this. The guy told you straight up what he was going to do. And you thought you were exempt of whatever measure he wanted to take. And you didn't care about the rest of the people that were going to get hurt. And you still don't. And now you're crying on social media saying that they're illegally taking the people that he promised to pardon you if you had like some guys, or say like if you had a college degree, then or you were going to school. What do they think? That the rest of us don't have education, or that the rest of us don't speak multiple languages? We do. And most of us work hard and have an organized life. It's not like Cubans are the exception to everybody else. That's what happens when you feel you're special like this for no valid reason whatsoever. Then when reality sets in, it feels like a brick right across your face. So you're in the find out phase because you guys voted for this and you guys supported this. You guys supported a guy who put the embargo back on your island. And now the people that you have down there are suffering. Now you can't go visit him anymore. And on top of that, you're getting deported over there. So you voted for the guy who set up the embargo to send you back again to that embargo that you escaped from. So don't come crying.
Now, let's go deeper. Why did this happen? Historically, Cuban Americans have had a unique relationship with the US immigration policy. The Cuban Adjustment Act allowed Cubans to become permanent residents relatively quickly. Because of that, many in the Cuban community developed a sense of political alignment with the conservative values, especially anti-communism. But that political alliance doesn't mean they are immune. That law is no longer what it used to be. Trump's administration made no secret about eliminating special treatment for immigrants, and now policies that once protected Cubans are being dismantled. Cubans for Trump believed they were aligning themselves with American exceptionalism, but they underestimated how conditional that acceptance really was. America's political system has never truly embraced immigrants unless it served a purpose. Once the political capital runs out, so does the welcome. Let's not ignore the racial component either. Many Cuban Americans believe that their lighter skin, their European ancestry, or their economic success would insulate them from the kind of discrimination that other immigrants face. But here's the thing. White supremacy does not make exceptions based on your accent. If you're not white and born in America, you're always one election away from being reminded of your outsider status. Let this be a wake-up call for all those who believe assimilation guarantees protection. It doesn't. You can wave the flag, you can vote Republican, you can shout build the wall alongside them. But when the system decides it's your turn to go, none of that will save you. And if you're someone who once believed that by supporting Trump, you're protecting America from the wrong kind of immigrants, look in the mirror now. Because that system you helped build, it's coming for you too. Now, the Cubans who are currently scared, shocked, and angry, my heart goes out to you. But let this be a moment of reflection. Not just reflection. You may not have realized it before, but now you know. This man was never for you. This is your wake-up call, not just to cry foul that it's affecting you, but to stand in solidarity with all marginalized communities going forward. This is your moment to reevaluate who you support and why. You want mercy, then start showing mercy to others. You want unity, then stop dividing yourself from people who look like you, speak like you, or struggle like you. This whole situation, it's a textbook FAFO moment. You effed around by siding with a man who was never on your side, and now you're finding out just how cold and unforgiving his policies can be. And to everyone watching, especially other immigrant communities, let this be a warning. Don't let the illusion of privilege blind you from the truth. Don't vote against your people. Don't sell out your identity for a seat at a table that was never built for you in the first place. Because when the system is done using you, they will show you the door too. So, once again, to the Cubans for Trump, you effed around and now you're finding out. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on the comments. Tell me, what do you think about this situation? Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.